Mages look amazing in Call of Dragons, but most players don't realize how punishing they are to main long term. Yes, they give some of the best traits in the game, but what's nobody telling you is that the mages cost something far more valuable than the troops. They cost time. And if you enjoy Call of Dragons deep strategy, hit the like and subscribe, because today we're diving and breaking this down. So in this video we're going to talk about three very important things: why mages give the best traits in Call of Dragons, why mages actually generate merits much slower than most players are expecting, why playtime matter more than the troop type, when infantry or cavalry might be actually a better choice, and how to decide which troop type fit best of your lifestyle. First thing first is why mages give the best traits in Call of Dragons. Well, the answer here is pretty simple. It's just because they're having this attack range, which is very far. Now, this is giving the mages the chance to fire up from a safe distance. They're not melee, they're not medium range, they're very far. So the only troop that can catch them one-on-one on battlefield can be other mages, because the infantry, till they come to the mages, can be blocked from enemy infantry or from your infantry. Cavalry also can get blocked by infantry. In the majority of the cases, if the cavalry is not a lot of cavalry, they're basically going to just disappear like this when they try to do a cavalry bomb in the mage bow. They may not even execute their artifacts at the end of the day, even though artifacts is like 600 range. But this is not the point. The point is mages have a very far range. Period. This is give the safe distance to actually fire up with mages. So from where mages are going to receive damage, since they're very far, one of the ways to receive damage is going to be from other mages, obviously, and artifacts of these other mages, since they're also shooting very far. So from there you can get some splash damage if the mage get hit next to you, and you receive some splash damage. If they target you, you can still receive some damage, the artifact, and etc. The point is, the safe range is giving you better survivability over the rest of the troops. The marksman life is very hard. The cavalry life is very hard. The infantry life is very hard. The mage life, I cannot say is that hard. But everything here is coming with a cost, and we're going to talk about this. So this is one of the main reasons just the mages are doing the best trades, because they're not receiving anything. If I put aside the counter attack, nothing else they're actually receiving. Rarely you're going to catch up a mage out of position. So yeah, this is why the mages are getting the best trades. Now, why mages actually generate merits much slower than most players are expecting? Well, it's just because the game know that the mages are going to are going to fire up from a safe distance. And here I want to point something out. By more merits, by less merits, I mean in form of time period. Now, if you fight 30 minutes with one infantry legion and 30 minutes with one mage legion, you're going to make way more merits with the infantry legion. The mage legion is going to make less. Still, at the end of this 30 minutes, your mage legion may be still alive, till, for example, you basically, destroy your infantry legion like 10 times. But still, the infantry is going to give you way more merits. And here is some reports I actually have here, like 64, 21, 40k merits. And you're going to see the mages. Obviously, sometimes the mages can go very wild, but sometimes infantry also can go very wild. But yeah, like 91k. Let's say mages are doing from well-builded Gorish Kuma, the mages are maybe going to do like 50% more merits, sometimes 100, depending. Are you playing for the report or are you casually playing? But Yeah, just the time you're spending with your Mage Legion and the time period, like 1 hour, you're going to receive way more merits from cavalry, infantry, and marksmen from and not from the mages. Mages are going to get the best rates, but they're going to give you less merits. That's why mages actually generate merits much more slower than most of the players are expecting. They're expecting that the mages are getting best rates, but they don't calculate that these best rates are coming of the cost of the time. And this is why playtime matter more than the troop types, just because if you're like going at work and when you come back from work you have like 3 hours to play Call of Dragons, it's no issue going with the mages. At the weekend you're going to even play more. But if you have like half hour, like 1 hour, maybe cavalry or infantry is going to be a better solution, and especially when you're having a count like mine. I mean, I have like 155 million power. This is, let's say, mid-spender account. With this account I have a lot of free healing. To be fair, it's like 1.1 million elixirs per day. If I non-stop a fight with mages, I'm going to generate less merits, just because again, the mages are generating less merits. They get best rates, but they're generating the lowest merits in time period. So if you have that many free healing, maybe you should focus over, if you're well or Kraken, maybe cavalry or infantry is going to be a best fitting solution. And when I was a small Burgas Burgas account, mage main, I was praying that we have some Krakens or whales just to throw some infantry or cavalry on the battlefield. This is what I need. I need the enemy to target something. Until they target this something, me with my mages are going to target them. So you're helping everybody when you have, for example, a strong account and you go with cavalry or maybe infantry. But yeah, this is the when infantry or cavalry may be actually a better choice. This is when your account become bigger, you have a lot of troops, you have a lot of free healing. And in a situation like this, just infantry and cavalry are better, are just better. Now, how to decide which troop fits best of your lifestyle? This is also very interesting topic. It's just because, again, if you have like 1 hour to play and you want to still be valuable for your alliance, infantry and cavalry. Even if, for example, you have like 5 minutes to play, you can just walk in the game. This is something that we're doing in MFD. If right now I'm on work or whoever is on work, you can just go walk in for 5 minutes. For example, the battlefield is somewhere here and they deploy, for example, I have it on short keys. This is my Gore's Kogu Legion with Spirit Bone Torque. My Spirit Bone Torque is like level 4, so Gore's Kogu. And my second legion is Kuma with Madeline. I just sent this legion and I forget. These legions are counting on the counter attack, so you hit them, I benefit from that. I don't need to somehow coordinate or whatever. I'm just going to throw this 2 infantry legion and I'm going to walk out. Like this, I'm going to support my alliance. I'm going to get value from this crazy free healing that I'm receiving every day. I'm going to just remove myself so I can get, it's 1,164,000 healing. So if I don't get benefit from this healing, is very bad. So yeah, just wanted to point out that, you know, you're getting some good reports with the mages, you're getting not that crazy reports with infantry, but this is something like a myth that some players are having, that just by going with the mages, and because mages are looking amazing in Call of Dragons, people don't realize that in long term, when your account become more stronger, especially right now, that is way more easy to get your troops back at the end of the KVK. Even with gems, you don't need even to be a spender, because gems, everybody can get gems. Is making the things way more harder, because you have more troops, more free healing, and from there, if you play with mages and you have like solid account, people are expecting you to be 30, 40, 50 million merits, but in the same time you're playing with the same mage legions and they're generating just so the merits. So yeah guys, I just wanted to share my opinion over this topic, that why mages are harder to main than you think in Cow Dragons, especially for the long end game, let's say it like this, like end game. So yeah, if you go that far, don't forget to hit one like, subscribe for more Cow Dragons videos, turn the bell notification so every time I put a video you're going to get informed. Right now I'm entering in the Battle of Abyss with my 4 mages and 1 infantry. Thank you very much for joining. If you want to support my channel, you can also become a member and get free stuffs like early access and etc. of my videos. I wish you a great day. Let me know your opinion in the comments below and see you in the next video.